So hopefully you've watched some of the other tutorials and gotten oriented with Easy Video Lab. And again, we are in version 1.53 as I'm recording this. So at this point, you're probably ready to kind of make some video. So let's start making some simple video. In this video, I'm just going to do a video meme, kind of like something you might post on Facebook or on Instagram or something like that. Let's start simple and just kind of get some of the basics going here. Now we're starting with a blank slate here. We don't have anything currently there, and so this is what you would generally start with. And so let's just kind of walk through the process a little bit here. So first of all, if I'm going to do a meme, I'm going to want a different file size or dimensions, stage size. So I'm going to come in here and just point out that you can come in here. Now we have some presets here. One of them is 1080 by 1080, which is a common meme size. So I'm going to go ahead and choose that and set the stage to that size. So now I have a different stage, and it's kind of convenient because at least in version 1.5.3, I have less space here. In version 2, most of the controls will be over here on the right-hand side, but in version 1.5.3, it's kind of nice when you're working with memes because I have more room there. So anyways, I don't need this anymore, so I can go ahead and close it. Now I need to go ahead and probably get some images. And when I'm making my videos inside of Easy Video Lab, what I do is I kind of think through how many layers am I going to have? Am I going to have, how much do I need? And so in this case, I know that I'm going to want a background image and I'm going to want to have a text animation. So I know that I want 2 animation layers. I only have 1. So let's just go ahead and add another one. And I'll go ahead and even add an empty ana block there so that I can put something in there here in just a bit. So now the next thing I'd probably want to do is get my image. So in this case, what I'm going to do, I don't want to animate my image. I want it to be there all the time. And so I have 2 options for bringing in images. I have image animation, I have layered image. And in this case, I want to use layered image because it's just going to be kind of there. There's a bunch of names we could have come up with that, but I'm using layered image. Now, I've got something on my hard drive here, some social media stuff that I was kind of putting together for a future bonus, and so I happen to have these ready. But you could, of course, grab something like this from the internet. These are just things that are popular memes, and I'm just going to go ahead and use one of them just to have some fun. So this is obviously one from that kind of famous beer commercial, and it's the, kind of, I don't always, but, so we can come up with something funny. I didn't even think of something here. So let's say I don't always create memes, but when I do, I use Easy Video Lab. How about that? So so we have this guy here already, and notice that this is context sensitive. If I go away from it, like clicking on here, actually it's fine, it won't go away, but I mean, once I have the text animation here, I'll be popping in between it, what we're looking at here. But what I know is I want this actually probably to last, 12 seconds. Let's try that. So I'm going to have it leave on stage just so that when it gets to the very, very end, it's going to be visible. If this was off, it would go to the end and it would go to white like that. So I want that leave on, and I'm going to apply that after I do it, and so that when I get to the end, it's going to be showing the image visible there. So the next thing we want to do, of course, is add some text. So I'm going to use, in this case, the bullet boxes animation. Now the way this particular animation works is every line it would make a new box. But let's go ahead and do something a little differently. Let's say I don't always make memes, but when I do, okay, and we just want to have that punchline be the next thing. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and make that, but when I do, I use, let's do that. How about that? I don't always make memes, ... So we have something like that. So the background color is going to be this color. The text is going to be that color. I'm not sure I like that. So I'm going to change that. I'm going to go ahead and make the background color maybe, let's try white, and maybe the text is black. Or maybe just to make it stand out a little bit better, I'll use red. Well, actually, it already was a nice burgundy color, wasn't it? So we'll just make it something that is easy to read. And the alternate text, I'm going to cover that in other videos, but we're not going to use that in this one. And I'm just going to do one line. So when I do that, I'm going to use the position grid here. Position grid is about to go away in Easy Video Lab 2. but for now we still have it. And what I need to do is drag to down and to the right, and for an area that it's going to play in. And I don't care about it being over the bottle, so let's have it be there, and I'll apply that setting. And I made a mistake. I still have the layered image selected, and I don't want that. I actually want the animation to go here. But before I click there, I know I'm going to lose my text when I click there. I think it is anyways. So I'm going to click there, and I want to just make sure I still have that text. And in this case, I thought it was going to go away. I always kind of work so fast in Easy Video Lab that I forget. So I'm going to go ahead and apply the settings to, I need a font. There's another thing I almost forgot. So I need to get my font going. And so now I have a font. I would actually normally use Impact in this case, because Impact is kind of a common meme font. And I can close that now, and then I'll go ahead and apply those settings. And so you can see that it's a little small. I've left justified it. I think it would be better if it was right justified, and I'm going to make the font a little bigger, and I can still apply. There we go. So I can make it bigger, but that pretty much fits and looks pretty decent. So now the only thing I'm going to do is, it looks like if I set this up to be 12 seconds, and this is going to only last 3 seconds, I think I might make that last just a little bit longer. So time before the exit sequence, I might put it out here and make it 3 seconds so that it lasts a little longer. So I double clicked in there, and I'll apply that. So just make it last a little longer. I don't always make memes, and that's long enough, right? And so let's come out just a little bit, have a little bit of a pause, and we'll add one more in here. And let's come back to bullet boxes. Hopefully it's got that same setting. And if not, I'll show you a little trick. So it does have all that same stuff. We could duplicate the block and edit that, but in this case, we'll just go ahead and do what I've just done. But when I do, I use Easy Video Lab. Or whatever, of course, you want to put what fun stuff that you want to add. And I've already got it at 3 seconds there, so we'll go ahead and use that. And there we go. So we have a nice meme, except for it's not positioned right. So let's go back to that and set the position grid. And we can drag over the area that we want to have the text. Apply that. And there you go. So you might want to play with this a little bit. Maybe you feel like that's not lasting long enough. So maybe I can drag this over here, come back to this. Notice this is context sensitive. It's got that information from what I was doing before. And maybe I'll make this just last a little bit longer, maybe 4 seconds. And I'll come back to this one and do the same. Maybe I'll kind of give it a more pause and do something like that. What I would do at this point is I would actually space these out, and that's why I made it 12 seconds. I would give it just a little bit of time before text appears so that it kind of comes off like this. So you just have just a little bit of a pause. You get to see the image and digest it just for a fraction of a second, and then you get the next one. And then it's finished. So that's a pretty simple thing, you can do with Easy Video Lab. And I just kind of wanted to have a nice kind of, world project to start kind of walking you through the process. Of course, at this point, I would export my video and to whatever format, MP4 and so forth, and make my video. But this, I hope, starts to kind of get your, your creative juices flowing and, get you start ready to use Easy Video Lab for more ambitious projects. We just wanted to start off with something small in this video.